Previously, on Curse of Groban, Revengeance, the party, shortly after slaying Von Eber, returned to the town of Barovia, and it was there they saw Father Donovich about to be executed by one of Von Eber's judges. But strangely, Ismark, the Lesser, though that title doesn't seem to fit him any longer, does it? Perhaps we shall call him Ismark the Middling. Seeing the heroes arrive and the situation that Donovich was faced with, his impending demise, saw fit to order the guards turn their pikes upon the vampires. A melee ensued. Donovich gasping for life. One of the party throwing a dagger into his head by accident. But nonetheless, him being brought back from the brink, and the last of Von Eber's forces defeated. And a guard by the name of Timothy promoted to captain.
Good old Timothy.
Barovia sought to declare themselves independent from my rule, no longer needing the tyranny of vampires. They then separated the party to celebrate or perhaps help in their own ways. As Neodon rode off to the west.
Yeah, what's with this familiarity? I'm not your friend.
It was there as he was strolling, nay, riding through the woods. He once again saw that strange light from so many moons ago and followed it to a strange place. And that is essentially where we'll pick it up. So shortly after you delving through this strange but almost slightly familiar wood, until eventually finding this river and the glowing light appearing once more, when at the opposite bank of the river you saw this strange fortress. And you entered despite the warnings that you were not strong enough, and that the strength that you thought you needed was not one that you possessed. And you delved into this place and picked up a scent, a strange scent, and took off at a run. So let me go through my notes real quick to find where we are.
Mark the mediocre.
Mark the mediocre, yes. Alright, so shortly after entering this fortress and smelling something strange, yes. Yeah, that's right. It said you smell the deep, rich scent of the forest, which smells of both life and death. However, now your nose detects something else, a rancid undercurrent, something that's not merely rot or decay, for these are natural odors, but far worse, far more jarring, corruption. So, you move through this castle, this fortress, and after the first initial area where, like, the portcullis was raised and everything, it would seemingly open up into a courtyard, but after walking through the archway into this courtyard, you just seem to find yourself deeper within the woods that you had just come from. And you flow over the ground, each step sure and certain and placed to perfection. But you feel this sense of urgency clawing at you. The sense that the goal is dead ahead, and it provides you focus and clarity. It not only makes you more aware, but it makes you more aware of your own awareness. You realize that this forest around you, you see these hints of decay to the trees now. These large placements of sort of fungi that you previously hadn't been noticing, and there's this sort of like some of the trees have like damage to them. You assume like from rot, and this strange black substance seems to bubble out in certain places. And then as you're moving for what seems like a solid, we'll call it like 5-10 minutes, you hear some brush breaking further ahead, and you hear cries from, surprisingly, not an animal, but something humanoid. Cries of distress.
Is it far?
You feel that you will reach it in mere minutes.
Is it on the path? Is it on the path to the goal that I don't know what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
He keeps going then.
Very well. Shortly thereafter, you would... Hold on, where are we now?
What art thou?
The scent of corruption is stronger even as you draw forward, pressing through the undergrowth. You notice purplish ferns and pale roots trailing down from above, hanging vines, and plants with broad, glossy leaves edged with spikes. You no longer feel a connection to this forest. That faint sense of familiarity has long since disappeared. You feel yourself closing in on your quarry. And as you break through, hold on. There you go. So as you break through into a clearing, you see that there are 3 humanoids, 2 adults and a child. All 3 are unkempt, dressed in ragged clothes, and the 2 adults sport growths of facial hair, which appear to owe more to lack of grooming opportunity than to cultural significance or personal choice. And the child is prepubescent. Can't relate. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't grow facial hair as a yeah. The child is prepubescent as of a yet indeterminable gender, with long scraggly hair and eyes wide and white in what seems to be abject terror. And then you would notice, after immediately taking them in, they would then turn and look towards you and don't seem particularly relieved. They just seem more frightened, almost as if they now have to deal with something else. Because, you're kind of an intimidating guy. And if that hood of yours was still up, I think it would definitely have freaked them out even more.
Probably.
But
Unless
you would...
he got pulled back as he was just charging ahead.
No, we'll say it stays in place. It's
All right, cool.
It's like it has a magical effect on it. We'll say that, like, unless you want it to be down, it'll stay up.
Doesn't even think about it.
No, it's second nature. But you would see this large, hulking, furred creature with these 2 long, curved tusks coming from like a centralized sort of snout, I guess, almost like a trunk. And its eyes just seem to be like filled with rage. And you would notice that like its fur in places is matted and sort of blackened with what you can only imagine to be dried blood. But you also notice in other places that from where there were once wounds, instead of there being a scar and a lack of hair, there seems to be fungal growth. And some of that sort of black ichor that was oozing from the trees seems to be bubbling from other lesser wounds on this creature. And it is just sort of posturing at the other end of the clearing, staring these people down until you arrive and it fixes its gaze on you.
You mean like it looks corrupted in some sense?
Yes.
Okay. What are the other two guys doing?
They are... The child is very much more terrified than them. But they... Like, instinctually, at the very least, they're both, like, standing in front of the kid as if to try and protect him. But beyond that, they possess no weapons. And they seem sort of, like, stuck in place almost. Like, they don't know if they should flee or attempt to scare this thing. They don't seem like they even really recognize what it truly is. There's like they don't have a familiarity with it, so they don't know what the procedure is in this situation.
I don't know what the procedure is in this situation. But it looks like they're back down, like in a corner instead of the creature, right?
They're like over on one end of the clearing, closer to you, and then it's on the other side. But you would notice that like when you broke through the brush, yeah, you didn't study for this, and came into this clearing, you weren't particularly following like a traditional path trodden by humans. You were sort of almost following like a game trail. There does seem to be a path on the other side of the clearing that people have made over the years, but this creature is between them and the path.
All right. Does the creature look to be enraged or like without sense at all?
Oh, yes, it's besides like bleeding in certain places, there seems to be like this sort of frothing around the mouth, and it keeps kind of almost like a bull. Like it just keeps like digging its one hoof into the ground and like occasionally lowering its head almost as if like it's ready to charge, but then just kind of shaking its head back and forth and then like doing it again. And it just keeps looking back and forth between them and you, unsure of what it should target first.
All right. I have a question.
Sure.
In this scenario, in this place that we currently are, do I have my resources back, or am I still the same that I was after the fight?
You know what? We'll say you have your resources.
Sweet. When Neo does, then is he charges, just lowering his head, charging almost like if he's going to headbutt the creature. But as he's about to reach the point where it is, he just pushes the other two guys aside, screams in rage, and just tries to pin down the creature to the ground, like keeping it from attacking. Not in a sense of trying to kill it, but more trying to intimidate and stop it from attacking. Hopefully, animal handling it, wrangling it in some way.
Okay. Let me look at something here. Alright, this thing is quite bigger than you.
Doesn't matter.
One could even say that it is huge.
That's cool.
But okay, alright. I guess
Is it a mammoth?
would your character know what a mammoth is?
I don't think so. I mean, from the mountains, right? The snowy mountains. But then again, if there were no back then, then probably not. Not even an elephant wouldn't know what it is.
Well, you're from Faerun originally. Bean, this is a question for you. You know obscure lore things. Are there mammoths in Turil? On Turil?
They're over to the east. I don't know where Neodont is from.
Yeah, we haven't decided like a specific place, so I guess it's up to you, Kenko, if I do or not.
Sure, yeah, you'd know what a mammoth is. Why not? Why not? Because I feel like Goliaths would be from snowy mountain places, and you would
Yeah, they're
share
in
an
the
environment.
plains, but they're instead of the mountains, but they are in the mountainous areas, like the plains over to the east are between a lot of mountains.
He's he's just charging it, just one hand on each tusk, trying to head on, just in contact with the trunk or whatever he can find contact with, trying to push it down or back. Uh,
Okay,
as these guys are just standing there, if they will or run, maybe, hopefully.
and you raged.
Yeah,
Okay, make me a grapple check. So athletics.
it's Linux. Yippee.
As a Goliath, he does count as one
Nice.
size larger for pushing, pulling, and carrying.
Yeah, for the sake of what's it called?
Yeah, that shouldn't be an advantage. So, yeah, all right. It doesn't expect you to have the sort of strength that you possess, and you do begin to just grab both of the tusks and start to kind of like pull its head down towards the ground and seem to have a little bit more control over it. Which only seems to enrage it more as it's like its head is going down. It seems to like try and start pushing back against you in a contest of strength. And I will say that while you currently have a hold on it, it does seem to be pushing you back a little bit. Like your feet are starting to like dig into the ground.
Okay. Are we in a initiative situation here, or
Yeah. So say it's like sort of a loose initiative. So you try to grapple it, and then this thing will sort of like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, okay. It just tries to shake its head, and so normally I would give it the ability to try to gore you, but you're controlling where those tusks go right now. So I'm just going to say it's going to try and break out of it so that it can do what it wants to do. So it's going to try and contest against your athletics again.
what the hell?
Okay. And it does manage to get at least one of your hands off of its tusks, and it sort of just like recenters itself and starts like pawing at the ground again. Your go.
Nice. Comes back again, just doing the same thing, trying to pin it down. And I don't if I can try to do something like that, or if it's even going to be possible. But um, I'm trying to subdue it, not in a just make it go unconscious or whatever. I'm just trying to pin it down to the ground, make it stop. I do have animal handling uh, proficiency in it. Hopefully, that might help some way somehow. I don't know if
Um,
this thing is completely unreasonable or not. That's what he's trying to do.
you can try and do something. So, I mean, besides just trying to like pin it down, I'm trying to think like what you could do to almost kind of like, I guess, calm it or control it a little bit more. Uh, well, because you're not really showing it that you're not a threat, but you are not directly hurting it.
It's alpha the shitting out of it.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to. Yeah, you're trying to show your dominance. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and You currently don't have it. Well, so do you want to grapple it again and then make an attempt if it remains grappled to try and like calm it down?
Yeah, they can work.
Okay, all right. So make another athletics and let's see if you can. Okay, I don't think it's gonna beat that.
Yeah, that shows.
Okay, all right.
The rare
Okay.
animal handling through pure strength.
So, so you managed to grab both of its tusks again, and this time, in an impressive feat of strength, you bring its head so far down that like both of its front legs kneel, and it's still got this crazy look in its eyes. It's still foaming from the mouth, but you've brought it low, and it almost seems you can see like in its eyes beyond just the craziness. There seems to be a twinge of fear now that something this small could bring it down like that.
Well, grabbing onto the fear is better than nothing else.
Yeah. All right, it's gonna try and get out, and if it does not, then we could say that you could try your animal handling thing on your turn.
Sweet.
24.
Fuck!
All right, it gets out and it moves back, which would give you an attack of opportunity if you so desired to, but it moves like a good 20 feet back from you, like to the edge of the clearing. And I'll say that like while this test of strength was going on, those people they they fucking tore off out of here.
Good. Is there anything else, like sounds in the forest that are coming around or something?
Currently, you don't hear anything else, but this thing moving around makes a lot of noise. Like it shakes the ground.
All right. I will take an opportunity attack, but I only have my fists, which is going to be enough.
Okay.
Because I'm technically doing the same thing, and I'll do minimum damage because I don't have bonus damage on an armed attack. If I strike it uh, uh, recklessly, I
Okay.
don't have what it's just a plus 10. Is it effectively just an athletics check? A 24.
Yeah, 24 will hit.
As I just put my feet on top of its trunk, just trying to keep it there, and with Sentinel, it does. Right.
Okay. All right.
I guess it's 6 points of damage.
All right. 6 points of damage. All right. So you've kept it in place. But you are not currently holding its tusks, so it is going to try to gore you.
Okay.
Or holy shit, 29.
That hits, naturally.
And then you take half of that because you're raging.
The health I'm still having the same amount, right?
No, I'll say for the purpose of this, you got everything back.
Okay. So you're gonna have to do better than that. As the path, does it still feel like it's going beyond it?
No, you feel like this is what you were meant to come to. This creature reeks of that corruption that you smelled.
Makes me wonder. It thinks because it doesn't understand what the fuck's going on. It doesn't know uh allegories, I guess, and whatever, stories of that sense. If something deeper is going on here, it's just flying over his head immediately. The only way that he knows how to deal with this is just to face it head on. And then so he just pushes down again as the creature attack him, just holds it like under his arm, and just tries to step on top of it, trying to bring it down once again, grappling it.
Okay, all right. Make another athletics.
God
All
damn
right,
it! These low
17.
rolls suck.
Okay. It shakes you off after the gore. Like it would have pulled the tusk out, and then you tried to like grab it back and pin it down, and it just kind of like jerks upward unexpectedly and out of your grasp. And you're kind of like standing on its tusk, but it would be.
Can I not do it again?
Oh,
Can I
sorry,
have an
not its
attack?
tusk. Oh yeah, you could. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yippee!
Yippee! Oh, 28, much better. Yeah. Okay. It's not able to maneuver its head too much because you're standing on the trunk, and you manage to start to pin it down again, bringing it lower, and it's starting to kneel once more.
It slips for a second and then just jumps on top of it.
Alrighty. And then it'll. Yeah, when you have it, it doesn't really have too many options. At least as long as you're holding it by the tusks. So, yeah, it's gonna try and break out. Okay,
Not this time, baby boy. That's
not this
impossible for me
time.
to miss.
Yeah. All right, if anything, you bring it even lower to where the back legs are starting to kneel, and its like stomach is beginning to brush the ground. Now, if you so desired, you can attempt that sort of brute force animal handling check.
You mean like a strength animal handling?
I
Or is it
I
still
would
wasted?
say at this point, what's your wouldn't it be better if you rolled with because it's a 10 to your strength, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's a
your
10 if it were to strength, and it would be a 6 with wisdom.
Sure, why not? We'll do a strength-based animal handling check because you're just trying to brute force this thing into submission.
Great. I'll roll athletics again because it's pretty just the same number.
Okay. So it wouldn't be an advantage. It'd be the 22.
If it's strength, it's rage. It's
Yeah, strength is
advantage.
advantage.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's
I'm
true.
Unless he has
the
disadvantage on the roll.
I'm
And then it would
min-maxing
be.
the character scene.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Man,
They seem to be full of fear.
it seems very afeared now, and the rage seems to have subsided. It's no longer frothing at the mouth, but like it looks like it wants to flee. It wants to get out of here, but you bring it lower to the point now where like it is completely prone on the ground. The fear is still in its eyes. But it doesn't look as though it will attack you anymore.
All right. It is its turn. What does it do?
Hold on. Let me roll something real quick. Okay. That's hilarious. I mean, it's pretty wise. It's not very intelligent. It realizes that you're not trying to kill it. It sees no weapons. You've used no claw or fang. It's still a little freaked, but it seems almost to like calm. And it doesn't struggle anymore. It just sits there and stares at you.
All right.
Like
Yeah,
trying to almost like read your every move.
if it's just standing there, what I will try to do, if I can, is I will try to extend onto it my aura of courage.
Oh,
Yeah, and just
okay.
steal courage into it.
Okay.
Hopefully, realize it's coming from me. I'm trying to reassure it. Like, it'll be okay, little guy.
Okay. All right. You do that. You extend it to it, and it seems like a little like it almost seems to like feel something washing over it, and at first like it goes to almost kind of like pull away, but realizes that it's not intended to harm, and you almost see like this the fear disappears. It seems more sure of itself. It seems sure of you, and it watches you now, but not watches you to look for an escape or attack, and it completely calms down. It still looks very injured, though. You see the many past injuries upon this creature.
And you
And
said that there were no like weapon marks or whatever on it, right?
there's you're well now that you're holding it and you're like this close to it. Some of its older wounds seem to have come from weapons. Some of the newer wounds where the like dried, caked sort of blood in its matted fur, those seem to be made from another animal. And then there are places in the older wounds, like I said, where it's like it's not scarred so much as there's almost like this. Barnacle wouldn't be the right word because it's not like the sort of aesthetic that I'm going for, but there's like almost like this fungal growth around the old wounds.
All right. The rage subsiding, he just slowly let it go, but he just still keeps like almost on top of it. And as he's just walking around, just hopping off of the creature, he just passes his hand over. And I don't know if it would work because it's just for diseases and whatever. I don't know what this is exactly, but he will try to lay on hands. I know.
Post lay on hands real quick.
Will do.
Okay. All right, yeah, you do the lay on hands, and of the fresher wounds, the sort of like bubbling, foaming would be more accurate. Black ichor seems to subside, uh, and you would notice that the fungal growth seems to sort of like rapidly decay and fall off of the creature.
Good. After the magic has taken its course, he just grunts to it like, "Go on, get off of here, go on your way, be gone."
It'll stand up and very gingerly pat you on the head with its trunk and then turn around and lumber off into the woods.
Were there any residues going, from the fungus or whatever that got left behind?
Um, it's sort of like turned to ash isn't the right word, but they've almost kind of like disintegrated when they fell off of him. So there's not really much of anything left on the ground.
Well, despite him feeling like he did something, he's as is nowhere closer to figuring out what the fuck is going on here. As he looks around, he's trying to find the same drive that was pulling him to forward or pushing him forward from before.
You don't feel it anymore. You do still smell some of that sort of corruption, but it's no longer coming from that creature. The creature was like the primary source of it. But there does seem to be some of the trees still seem to contain it. The forest is dense here. So much so that the canopy allows for little light. Not so dark that one would mistake it as night, but it is a deeply shaded area.
But does it feel like oppressive? Like it's
Almost. The growth here is every plant seems to vie with one another for some form of light. And in some cases, perhaps even nutrients. Even like the shrubs and stuff, they seem to like spread out their roots.
I think I see it. I see what I'm picking out what you're putting down, Kenku. It will bring out the holy symbol. And if it works, it will cast forth the sunlight.
Okay. All right. And as you do that, and this little emulation of the sun ignites within this space, you watch as the plants almost seem to like shift towards it to bask in its radiance. And you begin to notice the trees that are wrought with decay, rot, and fungus. They slowly seem to heal. The fungus, similar to on the mammoth, just disintegrating before the rays of the sun. Until eventually, while the place is still dense, it is now much brighter, and you seem to have, within this clearing, purged the corruption. You slowly begin to no longer smell it, and instead the damp, rich smell of a heavily grown forest returns to your senses, and also a little bit of probably like ozone and like some burnt nose hairs.
It feels about right.
And you would almost sort of watch as on the other side of the clearing, grove, I guess would be a more accurate term for this. The plants almost seem to like recede and open a pathway.
Very nice. But as he's going out, he's going to take a look around to see if he can find like uh, a larger piece of wood that maybe have broken off from like a larger branch. One that may be in good form or you know, that may be whole and not just carved out by the fungus infection.
Yeah, okay. You spend a little bit of time and eventually you find something like that. And when you pick it up, you notice something very strange. Typically, trees, they have rings. And that's usually in the trunk itself. I'm not quite sure if, because it's been a while since I've like cut limbs off of trees, since I've
Mhm.
joined the Stick Nation. But I believe that there is still usually some sort of like smaller pattern within like larger branches. So
Yeah.
you would see, instead of that normal ringed pattern, much like what are they? What's the term for them? They call it like a burr, like like the growths when the tree is sick at some point or another.
Mhm.
Those, the striations are never like circles. They're these weird wave patterns. You would see those weird wave patterns instead of rings from this branch.
You pick it up, and while he starts walking towards the opening, uh, feeling that it's more like a path that he's not really feeling it, but he's seeing it. He'll pull out a little carving knife and begin to whittle at it as he walks.
Okay. And as you do, just sort of walking along the path, seemingly opening itself up to you, and you almost like intrinsically knowing where to go, it would eventually lead you back to what appears to be where you came out of that fortress. And then you would walk back through past the portcullis once more to the riverbank, and you would see floating on the other side the little orb.
What does it look like? Is it just a bright light coming from a point, or is it actually an orb of something?
Without looking at it in detail, it would just seem like a glowing white orb. But upon focusing on it, it almost seems like a vortex of this silvery white flame. Um, and you think you could almost see something condensed to a point towards the center of this sphere. But as you stare at it, it would say to you,
The herb's talking.
"It seems, though without knowing, you used the correct strength. Perhaps you were able to glean something from what you saw, what you encountered."
What what was it? Is
Was,
is any of this real?
to a degree, the choices and actions that you take here matter. But if this place really exists, perhaps it once did. Perhaps it still does. That remains to be seen.
And what are you?
A guide of sorts.
Guide to what?
Destiny? Fate? I have been guide for many number of reasons. In this case, that too remains to be seen.
Is there like maybe a little a trunk of wood or something, like a stump or whatever that he can just sit down?
Yeah, sure. There's like a flat rock on the riverbank that would make a seat.
All right, attached to it. It sits down for a moment.
Tell me, why did you not just kill the creature? It was the source of the corruption, and you could have felled it easily.
Maybe if you asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have. And if I haven't taken the path that I did the very day today, I probably would do still. But whoever asked me that question gave me no answer. I guess that made me think. Think that maybe there is another way to do things. And I'm not sure how much this even matters. But I guess truly, I just wanted to give it a chance.
Admirable. And if it's any consolation, it does matter. More than you know. Perhaps you will know soon.
Things haven't been seeing any mammoths around in Barovia. He's wondering to himself, how does that really matter?
But as you sit there and carve away at your branch, you look back down at it to see your progress, and when you look back up, well, you don't look back up immediately, but you would no longer hear the babbling of the river. And when you do look up, you're back in the woods of Barovia. These really are familiar to you, and you would see cheese legs a good 10 feet away, just kind of grazing, eating some grass, and then he just kind of looks up.
Minding his own business.
Just minding his own business, but he looks up, sees you, kind of slowly walks over, nudges you with his head.
Just asking, was it a while?
Just kind of like exhales. almost like a sigh. Forces good sigh.
Forces
He
Crusade.
stands up, just brushing his the horse's hair because he doesn't have any, and turns back to where the whatever it was he was seated on, and places down a little statue of a totem-esque little mammoth, and leaves it there. And he's up on cheese legs, and starts to make his way back.
Okay. So we cut back over to the village of Barovia.
Barovia.
Uh,
Oh, and just to make sure, I don't have my resources back, right?
no, you do not.
All right.
Yeah, it was just for the purpose of that.
Very good.
So we got Ziva, we got Apollo, and we got Elena. I believe
Apollo's conked the fuck out.
yeah, Apollo is sleeping, and I think Elena last was drinking in the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Yeah. They gave me a free bottle.
That they did.
Um,
Eric, the barkeep.
Yeah, the man was smiling a little bit for once.
That he was. So what are you up to, Elena? What are you doing right now?
Well, after I finish that bottle, I'll go to the walls where they're training the new people
Okay.
and just spend a little bit, giving some tips on like things to look out for undead and just general like tips for keeping an eye out, keeping watch, like perception
be more
stuff. I don't really know how to say
perceptive.
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you spend time helping train the new recruits. Some of them seem a little ill-suited to the work, but they've got heart. And that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
But would you spend like effectively the rest of the day doing that?
Yeah, and I think it was still relatively early it wasn't night yet, so it's been a while there. That'd be what I do for until time to go sleep. And then when I sleep I'll find somewhere to lay out on the ground, I guess.
Okay.
Inside the walls, but outside of buildings.
All right. And Ziva, what are you up to?
Ooh. After that brief conversation with Quinn and writing out a letter. I think I'll wander around the town, just see what I can see, and then eventually wander to the outside a little bit and further down the path.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific?
Vishtani.
Okay.
It's a little ways away.
Yeah, the Vishtani camp is a little ways away.
Yeah. You roam around the village for a while. Most of the people that didn't seem to want to sign themselves up for the guard, some of them have gone back to their homes. The ones that didn't seem as encouraged by Eastmark and his lot, they'd be like either doing chores in and around their homes, and then the others would be probably in the town square. Eastmark seems to be kind of like delegating tasks to people that want to assist in some way, but wouldn't be suited to be a guard. Excuse me. Your wandering would eventually take you over to like the walls and the the western gate, and you would see Elena and the new captain, Timothy. No, you know what? They're Barovian. His name's Sergey. Yeah, there you go. Sergey, just kind of trying to train the recruits. And then eventually you would roam outside past the gate, and you would see coming down the path what seems to be 3 brightly dressed individuals, with 2 of them with these like big wicker baskets on their backs, and another one just sort of empty-handed, kind of like walking along with them, and they're chatting about something. And I'll say that the brightly dressed, you know that they're probably Vishtani.
Hmm. Greetings.
Hello. What, are they collecting tolls at the gate now?
No, not this time. I'm a fellow traveler. How was your journey?
Not too bad.
From Kresk of Filaki.
Neither. We came from Madame Ava's camp.
Ah. I still need to visit there at some point. So, you don't know if there are any Vishtani headed beyond Barovia, would you?
Not our camp, but usually the one in Valaki, Stanimir's lot, they will leave from time to time. Go out into the wider world.
Would you be passing by his camp, or would you know anyone who would be at any point?
They would kind of like look at each other and uh yeah, let's see. Yeah, Isof will be making the journey to Valaki in the next couple of days or so.
Could you have him give Stanimir's people this? And she holds out an envelope.
Trying to
It's
write
for
home?
him. In a sense. More or less trying to bug someone back at home.
I guess we could. So long as you're not trying to get them to come here, that wouldn't be a great idea.
Stupid as I am, they might come anyway. But they'll definitely come if I don't send this.
Okay. Sure. And the guy without the baskets would step over and
I'm gonna quickly insight to make sure that they actually intend on delivering this. I don't care if they open the letter. There's nothing along the lines of hey, come kill this the Lord of Vampires out here. But she does still want to make sure they're actually gonna be delivering this thing.
Alright, go ahead, make an insight. That's a pretty good insight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't seem to see the harm in it. They'll
Right.
they'll give it to Isof to deliver.
Sounds good. And once it's delivered, have Aesop find me. I'll give him proper payment for it.
Well, if you're handing out payment, we could give it to Isof for you now.
Is Aesop one of them?
You're not sure?
Ah, why the hell? 5 gold to the one who hands it to Yusuf. An extra 10 if it's delivered.
Okay. But what about Esau?
Yusuf will have... Let's see.
He's probably going to want to know.
Oh, of course he'll want to know. If it's successful, without any danger, he'll be paid the same amount. If not, slightly more. If he runs into trouble, I will accommodate him accordingly.
That's quite generous of you. Okay, we'll let him know.
Thank you. And she gives 5 gold to the guy that took the letter.
Yeah, he takes it, pockets it, and they sort of just like give you a bow and walk on into the town.
She'll bow back and continue her wandering because I don't know what else I'm gonna. Oh wait, no! I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find a tree and write.
What a cat thing to do. I'm gonna go find a high place and do a leisure activity.
Yes. Also, what is it? Neodon had left previously, so she's gonna hang out, see if he comes back before midnight. I don't think he will, but she'll still wait.
I have no idea how long was all for.
No.
We're gonna find him dead in a ditch later, and have no idea what the fuck happened.
Then the mushrooms are just fucking psychedelic mushrooms that I found. Just tripping.
Turns out,
He's in the base. He's in the catacombs of the castle, just tripping on mushrooms.
psychedelic mushrooms poisonous to Goliath.
Yeah, he just like finally realizes he's in the catacombs, and then he just sees like Strahd walking past him over to like one of the tombs. Just goes, "Wait a second, you're not supposed to be down here. What the fuck?"
Hey there,
Did you break
Benji
into my
boy.
psychedelic mushroom stash?
Oh,
Did
did-
you go into the cheese caves?
Whoops, did I do that?
Stay out of Ravenloft's cheese caves if you know what's good for you.
It just cuts to him running away, like a bunch of cheese under his arms, just
Oh,
charging
no.
off.
Oh!
Not power word testicular torsion.
Those are 2 words.
I cast testicular torsion.
Good power phrase.
No.
Power word ball twist.
I cast power word blue balls, one word. But yeah, all right. You find a tree, you climb up into it, and you start to write. And I will say that you said Neo started to head back. Was he actually heading back into the village proper, or just finding somewhere else to camp, but back in the direction of the village?
I don't know. They seem like they're having parties or whatever in there.
Not.
Because everybody went like their different way, right?
They went different ways, yeah, but not really party. No.
Yeah.
The only one that seemed to do any actual celebrating was Elena.
The
No,
only
that
other
was
place
not
that
celebration.
the only other place that he would go is the Burgermeister house. So
The Burger King.
yeah, the Burger King house. So I believe that in order to not bother folks, he would just head to the same place that he stays every time. That's just west of the town gates.
They camp
Okay.
as a security blanket.
So, all right. Elena, eventually it would get dark. you'd head back to the Burger King.
No,
No? Oh yeah,
I can't
that's right. You can't. You
Not
find
anymore.
somewhere else within the village with some
sleep on the
nice
wall.
soft grass. Yeah, or you could sleep on the wall.
Well, no, I'll not sleep. I sit in meditation pose on the wall.
Okay. And Ziva, eventually you would see like Neodon ride back in the direction of the village and then head sharply west and into the woods. Uh,
So then he
It's
basically
not in the woods. Is
hold on.
the
So he
plan was to track them.
basically
oh, yeah, that's right. Never
goes
mind.
here and right back.
No, it comes here and then stops here.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Then,
you'd
yeah.
see him setting up a camp. Or, well, I guess some aspects of the camp would still be there. But he seems to like be getting ready to bed down for the evening.
All right.
Park pit
She'll-
probably. Then.
Yeah, she'll hop out of the tree, make her way back to town, but on the way, she'll come to Neodon. Did you find what you were looking for?
No signs of Strahd anymore.
Sorry to hear that.
I wasn't looking for him. Keeping watch.
But did you find what you were looking for?
I don't know.
I suppose we'll find out at some point.
Yes.
Good night, Neodon. And she'll go back into town. Try to go into the Burgermeister's place and then remember why. And then find another spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Hits her face against like an invisible wall.
That's what you get for
Yeah,
being
gosh.
undead. Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't have been dead.
It's like you gotta like walk past the
It's
gate
not
to
my
his
fault.
property and then bonk.
Just, all right. Goes back.
But eventually, all of you find a place to bed down and sleep for the night. Apollo never waking up. No. But yeah, and then you all eventually
Oh, if we get a
you
long
get
rest,
your
we
long
level up.
rest and you level
there's
up. Yay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Dylan, you did say I could keep that roll from last time, right?
He did say
Yeah, it was
that,
good, right?
and
Yeah.
yeah, he rolled like max or near. Yeah, he rolled max. I rolled second minimum. Do I have to keep that too?
Sure, you can reroll it.
It's better. I can destroy undead up to challenge rating 3, which
Does
we haven't encountered.
does my con drain go away?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me
Imagine if that was permanent.
double
Oh,
check.
no.
It should.
I'd cry.
Crazy.
That would be really sad.
The reduction lasts until the target finishes a short or long rest.
Oh, short or long. Okay.
Yeah, well, not as bad. But yeah, you'd all have your long rest, you level up, and then morning would come.
It's been walking around walking aimlessly around the city for 4 hours. They didn't have anything else to do until they wake up.
Wake up already! Wake up already! Has it been 4 hours?
I can prepare an
Why did
additional
they sleep?
spell.
Why did they sleep for so long? Oh, I get a new favorite enemy. 1 second.
Oozes is always a
Chooses
good one.
goblins.
That's already my second one.
Is it really? I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Gonna add Celestial to the mix?
Yeah, do it.
No, I'm doing a humanoid choose 2.
Oh. Who are you going to be racist against?
Lycanthropes.
Oh, that's a good one.
And and we'll see what that second one is.
Okay. You know what? It's a little bit early, but let's take a quick tenor because I really gotta use the bathroom.
Go for it.
That way you guys get a chance to finish up the level up. Alrighty. So as you all awaken from your long rest in your respective locations, a new day greets you. What's everyone doing? What's the next course of action for the party?
Giving breakfast.
Getting back.
Well, first I have to pray to the sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then have breakfast.
Okay. This breakfast.
Pancakes.
Yeah. What is it? Green onion pancakes.
I'm gonna go eat whatever they're having in the Burger King house. Probably
Yeah. There's
Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
yes,
Go ahead.
yeah, some very dry biscuits that might as well be a scone. Some eggs, bacon, no sausage. Actually, no, it would be sausage. It would be like a blood sausage, probably.
Yummers.
A scrumdiddlyumptious.
I mean, if you go to the Burger King's house for breakfast, you gotta get the Barovian toast strips. Dip them in the syrup.
Yum. Man, remember those French toaster sticks? This shit were a bomb. But you dine at respective locations. And then I guess I'll just say that you all eventually meet each other somewhere. We'll say like the town square.
Alright, so what's the plan from here?
Well, we got to take the
Quinn?
the son of the general store to Kresk.
Alright, what's his name?
Do we still have to do that?
Well, I mean, one of us.
Well, yeah,
Made
I can get him there instantly. So
Well, and we have to take
I'm asking the players here in this case.
Yeah.
Well, so technically,
We could just push
I
that
made
onto
a blood
Kai.
pact for that one.
I would still be with you for right now. Sure, yeah. Kai would.
Maybe this is how he just separates from the party.
Oh, I mean, I can take him if you want me to. I mean, I'm supposed to technically, but I mean, I'd also appreciate the company. He doesn't seem much for conversation, that guy.
we're taking him to Kresk, right? Sorry.
Yeah. Periwinkle needs to go to Kresk.
I mean, I think it would be best if there's a Tim and then werewolf's name is Quinn, right?
Yeah, Quinn.
Sorry, it's been a while.
That's all good.
I mean, if we were I think it would be best to do Apollo's way of getting there quick. With what's happened in Valaki.
Fair point.
But how many people are you able to take with you? If you do that.
I think I can take 6 people, including myself.
And
Okay, and there's 7.
They'd have to leave a couple behind.
Oh, you'd have to leave 1.
Leave Kai behind.
I mean, I can get there through the back country quickly. And
I mean, traveling through
Without being
Barovia is
seen.
not exactly the safest.
I don't
so
mind.
whoever gets left behind needs to travel, hopefully, with another person. Or
Well, I'll say, since you did say that you were gonna, at least one of you said that you were gonna get him there. That, yeah, why not? Quinn will be in the town square with you, and he'll just say,
Wait, who are the 7 people?
Well, there's the 4 of us. There's Kai. There's Periwinkle, and there's Quinn.
Oh, right.
yeah, Quinn will just. I could travel with Elena. The rest of you go the way that you're gonna go.
I mean,
There's no point in rushing with the mass of us when in turn you have to wait at the other end for the less of us.
right, but I can move much faster alone through the backcountry than I can with other people.
so the element of what is it? People in Valaki are actively looking for you, Lord.
Well, yeah, not me. These
Right,
3,
forgive me.
it seems.
Looking for the 3. Do you think you could stay under the radar long enough to make it at least past Valaki?
I mean, I wanted to go near Valaki.
That's
I
fair.
know the longer we wait to go to Velaki, the worse it would be. I believe that would be one of the earliest destinations that we should go to.
And Kresk is still under siege.
Tell you what,
Kresk also seems to have much easier access to the target. I mean, he's just kind of out there in the camp in front of the place instead of in a fortress.
Well,
He's surrounded by
he
soldiers.
did have a fortress.
If the
Well, yeah, he is surrounded by soldiers, but he did have a fortress. It's just
If-
Clarence fucking blew it up.
Yeah.
if the priest believes him to be strong enough for a special weapon to be necessary, I wouldn't go for him so gung ho.
No, I'm not saying we do that, but I'm saying it would be easier than. It would probably be an easier target.
Don't know about that. He does have his army as well. It's not like he's sieging it by himself.
Right. They both have armies, though. One's in a fortress, and one is not.
Oh, you mean Inigo and Zoland?
No, I mean Inigo's dad.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you don't.
We don't
No,
Yeah,
Strahd
yeah,
said
you don't
something
know.
about
We said one of them. We don't know which one.
Yeah, like, didn't when Strahd spoke to us, he said like, your old friend is now in charge of Valaki or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Strahd did say your old friend.
I don't remember exactly what he said.
Your
What he said is
friend
our old
told
friend had dealt with
you-
one of the two. He didn't. I don't think he said
Yeah,
which one.
but I mean, he wasn't
would make
exactly. Yeah, he wasn't exactly private about the fact that he wanted to make his father pay.
Right.
And I mean, it would line up with how Kresk has basically put y'all on the most wanted list.
Valaki.
Valaki.
Valaki. Wow. Actually, are there any allies for us in Valaki?
I mean, the one is being held in the dungeons of the castle, last I know, and the other one has gone underground.
Well,
Of the two allies I know of there.
hmm. I'll tell you what. They're looking for you, but they're hardly even aware of me. Sure, things will be tense, but I'm not exactly going to be enemy number one. How about I travel on foot while you lot go?
And then Quinn could go with you to Valaki to search for I forgot
Wasn't
her real
Quinn's team
name.
Wasn't Queen Things going to
My-
be to Kresk?
Samaya. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because we have two
Sam
two
for short,
civilians
so
we have to get to
it's,
Kresk.
Yeah, Sam for short, so it's a bit easier. But yeah.
Yeah, wasn't Quinn's thing that he wanted to go to Kresk, or he had to go there?
Yeah, Quinn. We're trying to get Quinn to Kresk. We're trying to get Periwinkle to Kresk.
Periwinkle needs to go to Kresk because
He needs to get healed.
he needs to get healed so that he's not dead brain anymore. Quinn didn't necessarily need to go to Kresk. It's just that's where you guys had said you were going to go next because you wanted to avoid Valaki. But he is looking for his daughter, and if she's in Valaki, which, as far as you know, she is, that would be the place that he would actually need to go to.
I believe that going to Kresk with those two would be the optimal way, even if we are to, go back to Valaki afterwards. It would be a shorter trek, safer too,
Valaki is
Without-
closer to Kresk.
without Winter Splinter's armies anymore.
True, but we've still got the issue of the teleport not being able to take more than 6 people. And that's 6 including
Me.
the teleporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue though,
How so?
because I can make it there by tonight.
Alright, that is fair.
By tonight,
I mean, before tonight, I would think, but things. You never know if things come up.
how fast do you think you can walk through here?
I mean, let's bring out the ruler real quick.
What do you mean you did horrible in training? 1 second.
That is all mountainous terrain too.
I mean, most of mine is not over the steep stuff,
You'll probably
but
want to go
I
through here and then follow the path.
yeah. I mean,
Probably
I
cut through
ignore
here.
I ignore non-magical difficult terrain. I have a climb speed.
Can also pass without a trace, not leave tracks behind because of vanish.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you
your-
skip the
your-
woods.
overall speed's pretty high too, right?
Yep. It's 35. But I mean, I ignored the difficult terrain of going through the forest.
But what you're saying is that you can still only go 3 miles a day.
You go way more than 3 miles a day.
Miles a day, I mean an hour.
What is it? You do
You can go 30
go your
miles in a day, right?
you go your speed in miles a day.
Oh, so you could go 35 miles in a day.
So it would
Yeah.
take you half a day to get to Kresk.
But I
Yeah,
mean, when they say the day is that's not forced march. That's your normal.
It's 8 hours.
Which
travel.
what it's 8 hours. Yeah.
So you can
So
get to Kresk in 4
I can get there in
hours.
roughly 4 hours.
Yeah. But I would say that Quinn would. I think you're better off if I go with you. I know that you're quick. You say that people can't keep up with you, but I can become a wolf, and it's a little bit more inconspicuous for travel.
Okay.
And just in case you need a helping hand.
If you want to.
And then the rest of you can go with the priest.
I'm not a priest.
You're close to a priest.
I'm a cleric, but not a priest.
Is the other you a priest?
No, he's Donson's a seraphim.
So, a priest to a god.
He does serve a Manator. Well, specifically, he serves his mother, who serves a Manator.
So, more acolyte?
Yeah.
Acolyte. Got it. Apprentice priest. Alright, so then Elena and Quinn go on foot while we teleport.
Yeah, that works. We should probably get Periwinkle.
Might be an idea. I don't think I've met Periwinkle.
I've met him once, but like not formally. Like I've gone into the general store, so I've seen him, but like haven't talked to him.
This will be an interesting journey. Of 6 seconds.
Okay. Sorry. Alrighty, so if that is decided, then I will say that the rest of you, minus Quinn and Elena, go down to the general store to Bildreth's Mercantile. And wait a second, does that still get everyone?
Yes.
So we have to leave Kai behind.
In fact, only one person needs to stay behind.
Yeah, only one person needed to stay behind to get everyone.
Oh, we got everyone? Okay.
You could do 5, right? And then
Yep.
you're doing
He can do-
Ziva. Well, he's the 6th. So you, Ziva, Neo, Periwinkle,
That would be 5, and then could do one more, but we're not.
Kai. Oh, you're not gonna do Kai?
No,
we can't
you-
take Kai, but like we can
Kai
do,
makes 5.
Yeah, we can
Kai makes
do
5.
we can do one more, but we're not.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have taken Quinn or me.
Yeah.
And had
Alright.
enough there.
Yeah. All right. So you go in. Bildreth would see you guys come in, and then Kai would just be like, yeah, we're here for the kid." Very much not a kid. And you just hear me up, Periwinkle, and then doop, 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 he'd come down the stairs. "Hello, friends."
Hello, Periwinkle. Are you ready to go to Kresk?
"Yeah, I'm gonna meet the funny man, and he's gonna make me better."
All right, I need you to come close then.
"Okay," and then he walks over and just picks you up and starts hugging you a little too hard.
My wings.
Okay.
Ow. Ow. Watch my wings.
Careful, delicate.
"Okay, funny bird man, let's go."
All right, everyone, get within 5 feet and be willing.
How's that?
"What does willing mean?" As all of you would pop up in Kresk within the Abbey of Saint Markovia. Likely in the dining room. Well, not really the dining room per se, but the sort of converted dining room that is the main hall. And within like moments of your arrival, there's like a brief silence, which then gets broken by one of the screams of the mongrel folk in the distance on the grounds.
It's nice to be home.
Boring. What? And what the hell was that?
The Mongol folk. The abbot took them in to kind of help them out. There's not much you can really do for them, unfortunately, other than just try to keep them calm.
Okay then. And that popped my ears.
So you'd hear yet another scream, followed by someone just shrilly yelling, "Kill me."
Hair frizzled, shoulders shrugged. Oh. Gods.
And then the door would open, and you would see, for those of you that haven't seen him before in this character, good old drow dressed like a priest of Lathander, wearing sunglasses. "Oh, good, you're back."
Hello, Abbot. We took down the Von Eber.
"Really? You're shitting me."
It's unfortunate it wasn't the him. Kind of like jerk my head towards where he would be, the general for Kresk, because I forget his name.
"Yes, right, about him. Quite the thorn in my side recently, but I think I'm on the edge of a breakthrough. I know exactly how I'm going to turn this war around."
Well, if you're willing to wait a couple hours, we'll have a little bit more help. Elena is coming as well.
Oh, I'm on hollow ground. Shit. I would not be Apollo.
Chin up, old boy.
In
Wait,
a
is
couple
Eva able
hours,
to be
Elena will
here? Because Inigo couldn't.
Oh, she's
Oh,
probably experiencing.
Yeah.
She's been forced onto it, so she would get the effects of. Of being forced onto it. So she needs to make a wisdom save
Yep.
against whoever cast this.
Ugh.
Oh, not a wisdom.
Um,
Charisma. Charisma.
And there's a
Charisma.
first.
That's not much better. Let's see.
Let me check.
It really isn't.
If you use the first roll, that's an 8.
If I did.
All right, you can't possess people. You can't charm or frighten people.
Just fine.
Uh,
The DC was a
17.
17.
and
17.
it depends on what the secondary effect is.
Oh,
But I'm not like bleeding from my eyes or anything,
No,
right?
it doesn't. I mean, it could give you energy vulnerability. You might not be able to. It's probably not that. You probably can't. Or you can't hear, or you're frightened.
Well, I mean, he's at war with vampires, so it'd probably be the energy vulnerability.
To Radiant.
neither that or everlasting rest. Not letting them raise corpses that were buried on the church property.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
But that wouldn't be the case. Who's seen what's down there?
I mean,
That
does
was-
it extend it down there?
It
Does the
wouldn't
aura
go
extend
that
down there?
far.
Right?
No, it doesn't extend down below to the catacombs. Yeah, no, it would be energy vulnerability, and yeah, probably radiant.
That's how he just smites them, makes them vulnerable, and then they just explode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Elena and Samaya's father is coming.
When?
We found him held up in a cell, captured by Von Eber.
No.
One better.
Quinn is dead.
We can very much attest to the fact that he is not. He said he faked his death, I think.
He did, yeah.
Shame. I would have liked to have been in on that. Really thought I buried him. That box wasn't empty, though.
Should have made sure.
2 in the
Why
head.
would I?
Doubt.
Always double tap.
Always double tap.
I don't think that he was saying he was the one that killed him.
I know. I'm just saying. When you
The
bury
Abbot and I
someone,
thought it
make
said-
sure they're dead.
Keep it quiet.
I mean, he made sure whoever was in there was dead. It just wasn't Quinn.
Are you sure that you didn't know?
I'm not sure of many things. But then again, there are other things that I'm entirely sure of. Am I sure that I knew exactly what was in that box when I put it in the ground? No. At least not anymore. Doesn't matter.
Oh.
But right. So you said wait for the other people to show up, and then go through with my big war-changing plan.
Yes, because then we'll have 2 extra hands. Well, 4 extra hands.
Ah, much better. You had me think that someone
But-
cut off one of Quinn's hands.
Yes, that is correct, Robo Dylan.
First we have a
Am I robotic?
that is
bigger
me.
fellow.
He's
Yeah.
not a robot to me.
I noticed whenever he spoke.
Oh, is my internet being weird?
No, it's probably
No,
on
no,
Rex's
no.
end.
Oh, gotcha.
It's all good now.
Before that, we do have someone here with need of aid.
Yes. Abbot, this is fuck, I'm not Apollo. Abbot, this is fuck. What's his name again?
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. This is Periwinkle. His mind is not all there. Apparently you can fix
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, my specialty. I'm great at that shit. Alright, hold on. And he just kind of like cracks his hands and fingers and then walks over and just starts like observing him. And he kind of like tilts the sunglasses down a little bit so you can see like his red eyes, and he's looking him up and down. And oh yeah. Periwinkle, right? Yeah, I'm Periwinkle. Oh my god. It's even worse than I thought. Oh boy. Oh boy. Son, you have a case of the stupid brain. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get you just right. And you would watch him cast the spell. Apollo, you would know this to be remove curse.
Oh, I could have just done this.
And then Periwinkle's just like, that tickles. Shit, it didn't work. Alright.
If I knew you were going to cast Remove Curse, I would have done that myself.
Gotta test all the possibilities first. Might just be permanent, but let's see. Yeah, what would he try next?
Restoration?
Greater
No,
Restoration,
that's fine,
probably.
it's-
Yeah. He'll try greater restoration. He's just kind of like focusing on him and like directing energy from his fingertips. Little man's making funny faces. Damn. All right. I've got one last one. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. The only thing that I can think of. No, wait. Periwinkle, dear boy. Yeah? How would you like to go to sleep?
We should get fucking Morty to just
Yeah.
fucking what's it called?
Modify his
Alter
memory to be smart.
Modify memory to make him think he's smart.
Don't worry, I've got this. This is definitely going to work. I know it'll work. I hope that this will work.
Wait, you remember I said what? Fair. Sorry, still here.
How does that...
Maybe we could kill him and revive him like we did with the guy in the trap.
I'm not entirely sure that works with matters of the brain.
Yeah, he'll
I don't know how it works.
you'll watch him like walk away from Periwinkle,
Spell like
go
resurrection,
over to like
or true resurrection could probably do it. Oh, that's
a
expensive.
little.
Like reincarnate.
No, he'll
That
go
too.
over to like a little like treasure box looking little lock box on the mantle, and he'll open it up and pull out a diamond, walk back over to Periwinkle, and oh my god, he would pull out a dagger.
Oh,
And he just goes, "You're just going to go to sleep for just a
Wait,
little
wait,
bit,
wait.
Periwinkle."
Hold on. Abbot, forgive me for being so bold. Surely there's a different way to do this.
Oh, no. I'm quite sure that this is the only way to do this.
He's the son of a Vishtani, I think.
Harry? No, Bildreth's not a Vishtani. He's just a crotchety old merchant.
Is he
Look,
though?
He
Is he
told me that if I just shrugs. Look, he told me if I can't fix the boy to put him down anyway, so let's see if this works first. And he stabs him in the heart with the dagger.
Abbott, I don't approve of your methods, but
I'm
I
just
will stand
watching,
by
like-
for this.
fucking arms crossed.
I
Don't
don't
apply his
believe
methods, but what about its
A
result?
Minotaur or Lathander would approve of this.
The Abbot is just sweating profusely.
this place is so far from our God's light, he won't be able to see what I just did. Don't worry about it, Apollo. And he spends the next hour casting Resurrection on Periwinkle's corpse.
Wouldn't it be best to cast Reincarnate? Because then you get a new body.
Clerics don't get reincarnate.
Hey, you're right, it's druids. Cringe.
Yeah, they only get true Resurrection and Resurrection. But yeah, and Jesus. An hour later. Yeah. An hour later, he'd be done, and Periwinkle would begin breathing again, but wouldn't immediately wake up. Would just be unconscious on the floor.
Got
And
my
then
fingers over his face.
he just kind of like mumbles in his sleep. Hey, it'll take some time. It takes a toll on people, so yeah, we're just gonna move him. And then he like pulls out a little flute and plays like a ditty that above board sounds suspiciously like what Willy Wonka would do when he wanted to summon the Oompa Loompas. And four mongrel folk would just come downstairs, pick Periwinkle up by a limb each, and carry him back up the stairs.
Are those? What are they?
Mongrel folk.
Like once they're out of sight.
Oh, the most miserable and unfortunate creatures you've ever had the displeasure of meeting in your life.
I don't think we'll ever
The-
see
the
Periwinkle again,
Source
really.
of the screams you've been hearing. Well, not them specifically, but
Some of them are more tame than the others. Those ones are docile. Can handle them quite well. Music soothes the beast. As for the others, well, and just as he says that, there's another shrill scream from the other side of the abbey. The others.
so what is your plan?
Abbot?
Oh, it's great. So, I've been tasking some of the more competent mongrel folk with a mission over the past several days. Their job is to dig a tunnel right under General Zalant's camp. And then once they get close enough, we're going to pack it full of blasting powder and then watch the chaos.
Well, that won't.
Entirely kill him. They'll definitely hurt him for sure, but
That's probably where we're going to come in. We're going to go in and mop up.
Yes, precisely. My plan accounted for exactly that.
I doubt that, but you adapt on the fly.
Yes, every good cleric should be able to adapt on the fly. It is also the makings of a great adventurer. It'll work. It'll definitely work. And any of his men that freak out and run within my range, I will drop the Wrath of Lathander on them.
Goats.
How far from the top of from the wall to the general's camp?
Hold on. Let me move you real quick so that I can see. To the map of Kresk. To the gates of hell. Nazi line. Prima Victoria. When he stands up there. Oh, you meant the other wall. 200.
All right, so we probably will want to be like
hidden in these woods here. So we'll have to sneak out back and then
make our way through these woods. And then wait for the signal to well, the signal will be the explosion.
I was gonna say the signal. I think it'll be hard to miss.
Yeah. But yeah, so that seems to be the extent of his master plan.
How close are they to finishing the tunnel?
They've barely started, haven't they?
No. Actually, the tunnel's been completed. Just the issue of the blasting powder.
What's the problem?
Well, I might have used the last of it when I blew his castle to Kingdom Come. So I've been waiting on some things to cultivate some more.
And we're just praying that they don't discover the tunnel and use that as a feed into the city.
No. They won't discover it, I assure you. And should they, measures have been taken.
How long until more smoke powder is ready?
Well, sometime.
You made it sound like this was going to happen either today or tomorrow.
I did, didn't I? That might have been misleading. You see, in order to create the smoke powder, a certain ingredient is required that is not readily available. But I found a solution. That solution is corpses. But they need to decay. And then I can extract what I need in order to complete the powder.
Huh? What does he need to extract from corpses?
Well, okay, so what is the material that you need without corpses?
Saltpeter.
Saltpeter, okay.
The sulfur's no problem. You got plenty of that.
The town's surrounded by charcoal yet to be made.
Can't go out into the woods and start cutting down trees. There's a war on, Bean.
I mean, look at the town itself. There's charcoal everywhere here.
Not enough.
But the HOA
do
will
still
get
need
on
the
our
saltpeter,
ass
though.
about uglifying the neighborhood.
I mean, look, he's just lucky that he's not in the realms where he has to rely on smoke powder instead of gunpowder. Much harder to make.
The saltpeter, but you need the charcoal.
Hmm?
It's saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The charcoal's easy to get.
yeah.
It's the saltpeter. Yeah.
Yeah. They might have cut down some trees on the mountainside, not in the town though.
Well, what we could do is, over a couple days, I could cast Symbol at the end of the tunnel a few times. But we'll need an opal worth 1,000 gold pieces multiple times.
Got like maybe one of those.
I mean, one symbol's better than none. I don't have it prepared, though. Because I wasn't expecting to have to use Symbol.
So then we'd have to use it either tomorrow or the day after.
What's Lathander's view on desecrating corpses?
I mean, probably doesn't approve.
Is there any other way to find saltpeter?
Let's see. You could go mining. Caves across the world and throughout the Appalachian and Ozark Mountains. So I mean, you could start a mine in the or you could go back down into the into the catacombs and see if you could find any down there.
Well, there sure as there are corpses down there. They didn't take them back.
No, you didn't.
We could.
Well, we don't even know if there's saltpeter in the fucking mountains.
There's a good chance
No.
there's not.
I really don't think
But we
that's an
can
action
definitely
we are
get it
going
out
to handle.
of the uh, fuck, the catacombs. We can get out of the catacombs, but
Not thrilled about desecrating corpses.
I mean, you know, the things you do when war. Actually, you could. No, no. You wouldn't want to do that. But you could.
what could we do?
You could go to the Amber Temple.
For what?
For the saltpeter.
There's saltpeter in the Amber Temple.
Many years ago when the place was constructed and mined out. Some of its more valuable resources were kept by the monks of the temple, within the temple proper. Not all of it was traded, but some of it would still be there. And if I remember distinctly, they had saltpeter among other things. But that place is, well, it's not safe anymore.
Could also just take the general head on like we did with with Von Eber.
Given the army outside, I'd say this is slightly different terms. She says, looking out the window.
I mean, yeah, you can totally take them head on. You might not survive.
I think the Amber Temple would be better than waiting for corpses to decay and then defiling them.
Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, that's probably a better idea. I might not have had a lot of corpses on hand.
You didn't kill anyone for this purpose, did you?
No.
I'm inciting that.
Okay. Give me a second.
You kill.
There's actually no one left alive in the town now.
Ziva,
Yeah.
you're not sure. Apollo. Yeah, you did.
You desecrate this ground?
with murder for
I don't know if I'd say murder. It's not really the right word here. Mercy killing? Beyond help anyway. Also, they kept screaming all the time.
Gentlemen, power cut out.
You lost power.
oof.
Very bad.
Yeah, I'm still here, but someone's gonna have to take control of Ziva's sheet.
Okay. I have
True.
a battery. Can I get a moment?
That's fine. I'm at full battery.
It was a mongrel folk. He killed a bunch of mongrel folk, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of what Donson would do in this case.
I mean, mercy killing isn't necessarily against either of the two's
No.
teaching.
Not quite.
But he did seem to like he took them in for their protection and then to like kill them. Like what the fuck?
What?
If it makes you feel any better, it wasn't a lot of them.
Huh? Ziva just looks at Neodon like, what the hell is going on?
He is just watching.
They
See
went
what's going on.
peacefully.
I'm deciding that too.
Okay.
I'm just making a conscious decision to not believe him.
You think he's genuine about that?
This night.
I took 10 of the flock that were the furthest gone and, had the least control of their faculties. I was tired of cleaning up the poop. And I, mixed in a little, essence of nightshade with their meals, and then, it was, it's like they went to sleep forever.
Donson seems to get a bit bigger. Like the posture, like more aggressive. Starts towering
okay.
over the abbot.
Donson. We sort of need him, I think.
You are lucky. You are the only thing keeping Kresk alive.
When this land is returned to the world, I will personally bring you to a Manitor and Lathander for judgment.
They say that the roads to the hells are paved with good intentions. And I have many sins to answer for. I will gladly go with you when it is my time. When time's up, I guess, would be more accurate. Well, if you don't want to wait, off to the Ember Temple with you. Pip, pip.
I just leave the room and head out into the little courtyard and put a hole in the wall. punch into the wall.
Hey, you walk out into the courtyard, and there's a pit. It's not particularly too deep. It's meant to be a square, but you can tell that it's not dug properly. And it looks to be as if like the bottom was filled with like a layer of sand and then like some wood chips. And you would see Yeah, you would see 3 very emaciated looking mongrel folk just kind of like laying in there.
Well, at least I'm not a 3rd level seraph. Because that could corrupt me. What he's done. But yeah, I see that and I just punch the wall to the courtyard.
Oof.
With the hill giant strength, they probably put a sizable crack in it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a crack in the stone.
This is going to be a very interesting stay.
Apollo, I need you to take over. And Donson flies off to sit in a tree just outside the hallowed grounds.
So Apollo can just sit there.
I like to imagine it's the same tree that Inigo was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same tree.
Temple of Ambers. Where exactly is that?
Ah, right. The Amber Temple is some ways to the south. It is. It is carved into Mount Garcus to the south. Bit of a journey. You will have to take the road out of Kresk, cross the river that flows down from Lake Baratok, then take the road to the south, go through the Selenka Pass, cross over the bridge down there, over the tributary that feeds into the Luna Lake, and then take the switch back up to the cavern. Also, do you think that Apollo, I kind of thought that he would be angrier? Although, to be fair, I'm going to share a little secret with all of you. I actually didn't kill any of them. 3 of them expired while he was away, and I thought about the idea and put them in the pit. I was going to do it with 10, but I haven't yet. Just wanted to see what he would do.
You bloody wanker. Just tell him the truth.
What the hell?
Oh, I really
We do a
thought
bit of
about
trolling.
attacking him. I just didn't because Kresk needs him alive.
That's why I specified when we saw the pit that there was 3 of them in there. He said 10. There should have been more corpses.
I think that was worth it.
Of course you do.
At least he hasn't gotten to the point of violence. Maybe I'll tell him the truth, maybe I won't. I mean, the pit's out in the courtyard, so maybe he'll put 2 and 2 together.
When you described it, I thought the rest were just under the corpses that were visible.
No. They're supposed to sit on top of that stuff so that it, like... I forget fucking how it works, but yeah, it's like a layer of sand and then wood chips, and then you put the corpses, and then the corpses produce ammonium nitrate, and then you're supposed to very slowly and painfully distill that from them, and then mix it with the sulfur and the charcoal, and then you make rudimentary gunpowder. The Japanese did that.
With chicken shit.
You can also get it from the poop he was tired of cleaning.
True.
Like doing the same thing.
You think that he'd want to touch the poop and throw it into a pit? No.
Dude, it's in so much more supply.
and probably slightly more ethical than killing off the.
You think he thought about that? He was looking for an ethical solution.
Very clearly
Yes.
not.
No, I mean,
Dang, a priest decided that.
God, I love Clarence. Oh, right. You're probably gonna have to sneak out of here.
Yeah, probably.
Well, don't get caught. And good luck. I wasn't kidding, by the way. That place is really dangerous. To be run by a bunch of wizards. I think one of them's still there.
Everywhere is dangerous.
Right, well, I suppose we'll be waiting a couple more hours for the others, but once they've arrived, we should be on our way.
Goody, I was about to make lunch. And then he will take the stairs down into the basement.
Maybe Periwinkle will wake up in that time.
Let's hope so.
Perhaps.
I think.
He might. Far away. So, Elena, shortly after the others disappeared, say you and Quinn would have made your way out of the village. And once you had gotten a good distance away from the village, he would have turned into his wolf form and just been like keeping pace with you, padding along.
he's also very easy for me to keep track of now. Because of me taking lycanthropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I don't remember what werewolves are. But I think he's probably faster than me on flat ground, but in the forest I'm faster than him. Because of difficult terrain. So it evens out pretty much over the trip.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He's got 40 feet in his wolf form.
Okay, so yeah, I have 35, so he's 5 foot faster than me on flat ground. But yeah, setting off. I'm trying to remember the map.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Like once we get across the bridge, unless he vetoes it, cutting through the woods to save time instead of all that S curve.
Oh yeah. No, he'll just go. He'll go wherever you're going.
Okay.
And like, if need be, when you get to like elevation areas, he would like switch to the hybrid form to climb easier.
Yeah, and I'll say, especially while we're doing like the more open areas, I'll have pass without a trace up for the more open area.
Okay. Yeah, he'd be in the pass without a trace so long as he was near you. Roll me a D100.
Very low.
Okay. Alright. So you make the trek. You eventually... Yeah, so I'd say that, like, when you get down from the elevation and you start going through, the difficult terrain doesn't bother you, but it does slow him down a little bit over here because of the swamp. That whole like river valley area is just a marshland. You would see the ruins of what was once a town. And at some point, you would watch as what appears to be, because you've got a decent perception, the only remaining standing house at first you think it's like levitating. It begins to like float up and then starts moving. And then you realize a giant pair of chicken legs are underneath it.
Oh no.
Oh, it's not Baba Lasagna, it's Baba fucking Yaga!
They're basically the same thing, honestly.
I was looking out the window. Oh my gosh. He's like, I couldn't tell who your head was facing.
Would this seem like would I know like of Baba Yaga?
It's a fae.
She's a fae, right? She's an archfey.
She's an archfey, and she goes to all the planes. I'm imagining she's been on Toril at some point while I was there.
Yeah, you
Like at least stories.
You know what? Yeah, make a history check.
Not good at these.
There's a fair chance you would know.
Ignore that +10. That's the pass without a trace.
No stories are coming to mind right now.
Okay.
You just know Chickenfoot House bad.
Yeah, I'll look over at Quinn. Since we're still going through this, I assume he's in hybrid.
Yeah, he'd be in the hybrid form.
Does a chicken legs house mean anything to you?
I need to keep away from that. Don't go deeper into the river valley.
How come?
That is the dominion of Baba Lazaga.
Oh, Baba Lasagna!
God damn it!
I think Inigo talked about Baba Lasagna when we had the card reading.
She also contacted us after we killed the crones.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she was real. That's who was real happy after we killed those hags.
She is the adopted mother of Strahd. And a vile force within these lands. Her magic ruins people's lives or ends them.
Kind of sounds like she might be a hag too. Would you say that this looks like a dead village drowned by a river, though?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's confirmation for later. The walking house coming this way, or just walking in general?
It's just walking in general. It's like moving through the ruins.
Okay. And yeah, I'll listen to Papa Dorje and not go closer to the river valley.
Very good.
Keep an eye that way to make sure it doesn't like start heading towards us.
No, it would go from like this end of the village to over here, and then like get to the outskirts of it, and then settle back down. And you'd watch like the legs kind of almost like burrow themselves into the ground, and then the house lower down.
Okay. Pretty cool having a moving house, though.
Well, you would think that that house is an ill omen. My throat hurt. That's why I'm not doing the growly wolf voice. I'm trying to make it sound different because he's a wolf man right now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not on chicken legs. It does have legs, though.
Yeah, she tried to put chicken legs on it, but Baba Yaga sued her.
Gave her a cease and desist.
Yeah.
It looks
These legs.
like that.
It looks like
You know, that's somehow
Yo.
worse.
Give you a
Yeah,
jump
that head is not dancing at all.
ooh.
I would prefer it was Yeah, I prefer Baba Yaga's hut. This is worse.
This is Swamp Baba Yaga.
I look forward to seeing this on the VOD.
Swampa Yaga.
Yeah. Baba Swampa.
Baba la Swampa.
As we start getting over here, is this purple border actually where things start getting
Okay.
weird?
That's like the start of it. Yeah, like it's like in little patches at first, but then like once you make it to the road, which is the Selenka Pass, it would start to get real freaky.
What does Quinn's reaction seem to be to this?
He
The fuck is this shit?
he don't like it. Like he doesn't seem to not recognize it, but he don't like it. He seems like much more alert, constantly like every so often raising his head and sniffing, and you see his like wolf ears kind of like perk up at like every little noise.
Yeah, don't touch that mushroom over there. That's when you don't want to touch.
Poisonous.
No, it'll own your soul afterwards.
No. It turns your skin pink. Like all of it, not just the part that you touch.
Pink's not my color. He avoid mushroom. So from there, and like once you're crossing the bridge, are you just taking the path all the way up, or are you cutting to any specific area? Cutting through any specific area?
I DM you something.
Oh.
But also, I'd say Quinn probably notices that Elena just looks much more. Not that she looked uncomfortable out there, but just looks more comfortable and confident.
Probably stops
the
casting
weirder it's
Pass
getting.
without a trace too. Because like you're safe here.
Yeah, you let the flowers start appearing again.
Yeah, so I'll say you walk a bit further along the pass until eventually you would see sort of like off to the side of the road in this like little outcropping's not necessarily the right word. It's more of just like a little cleared area where you think like maybe travelers would have like set up a little impromptu camp. But instead of like the remnants of a camp, you see a ring of mushrooms.
Okay. Let's see here. Clint, I need to take care of something. Do you mind if we wait near here for a short bit? It shouldn't take long, I don't think.
All right. Well, I'll just keep an eye out. Don't go too far or disappear on me.
Well, I mean, I'll probably disappear on you, to be completely honest, but I'll be back.
All right. Be safe, I guess. I'll wait here.
But you too. And I wouldn't like hide dip from him, but I'd walk into the mushrooms. Into the mushroom circle.
Okay, you walk into the mushroom circle, and you watch as they all just kind of like collectively kind of like spray a bunch of spores into the air. And when they do that, the area within the circle, previously you'd not been able to notice it, but now you see that very thin, like yellow, jagged tear in the fabric of reality.
Okay. Yeah, I think I just stepped through it before, so I'll do that.
Yep, okay. You step through and you're once again greeted with the beautiful golden autumn sort of hillside with the massive tree. Its leaves long since littered the ground. And you would see sitting within the throne that was sort of like grown into it, Ganoth.
Okay, I'll walk forward into like the clearing area, up towards him. Hello again.
Greetings.
I got the response, but just to make sure, because you could never be too careful, you did get my message I had sent, right?
Oh man, how far back was that? That's been
I
a
mean,
while.
it was like,
Inigo's
oh, you mean the
betrayal.
yeah, it was about Inigo's betrayal. I can link it in our DMs. He had responded, but I'm basically making sure he had responded and not someone responded as him.
Yes, I received the letter your raven delivered.
Okay, good. You should also know though that we did we were able to take care of one of the generals.
News
Von
of
Eber
this.
is no more.
News of this reached me. Quite fortuitous for you.
Yes. Honestly, we didn't think we were going to do it yet, but things happened and had to move it up.
You have done well. But 3 more remain. Though, from my understanding, one was dispatched before Von Eber, but his vacant seat quickly filled.
Yes, we need to deal with that one.
Yes. I will say, your letter, before his actions, he would not have been welcome. But now, there is no hope of him ever surviving should he come to this place.
That is very good to hear.
Very good.
Very good.
Guys, I'm thinking we kill an ego. You only have the first level, right, of the transformation?
Yes.
And I believe, even though I know that Pharaoh is tricky with their wording, I think he did say that you would be rewarded for at least starting on the path to completing the tasks. He wanted all of them dead, and you've dealt with one of them. Yeah, okay. He would stand up from his throne and sort of take a step forward and almost like seemingly fall into the roots of the tree, only to reappear within 5 feet of you. And he would sort of like stretch out one of his elongated hands. Show me the mark.
Okay. I'd hold out the believe it's on my right hand. Show the back of my hand.
All right. And you would watch as almost kind of like almost like in Goblet of Fire when like Voldemort is like, I can touch you, and then he like reaches out and touches him on the head, but instead like he just kind of like over exaggerated touches the symbol on the back of your hand, and you would feel this what to like your hand would feel like a warm autumn day, and then you would feel as like a cool autumn breeze begins to blow through the area, and the leaves get kind of kicked up, and it slowly swirls around you as the symbol begins to glow, and you feel yourself invigorated with fey power.
Oh.
You would now have the second level of the transformation.
Okay, I'm going to have to look at those again to see which one I had thought I was picking.
You need to provide your Arcanoloth is his name?
Kenneth, but we
Kenneth.
changed what the tier 2 flaw is because it
Oh, okay.
didn't make sense.
Twice a
Yeah.
year, give him tribute.
We changed a lot of because it's not one of the courts, so there's a few of the things that we had changed.
Yeah, he's as of right now his own court. And then once that completes, he would remove his finger. This boon should assist in your mission. I hope that the other generals meet a swift end quite soon. Though... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I do not interrupt.
Though revenge is a sweet dish, perhaps save that former friend of yours for last. Let him watch as the others crumble around him before you return him to the dust.
By last, you still mean before Strahd, correct?
Yes. Strahd is a more insurmountable task. But there will be some ease with the passing of his ilk.
So I'll say I'll definitely see what I can do about that. A couple of at least one of my companions seem to think that he should be the next one we went after. But I think what you say is, I think you're correct. That it would definitely feel better saving that.
The order in the end does not matter. It was simply but a suggestion. As I cast suggestion, no.
Yes.
No. No, Bean, it's geish.
Geish.
It's one of those funny Gaelic words.
He actually casts Greater Geish. It happens once an hour instead of once a day.
My God, what an awful spell.
Careful because of the rules. And I'm very grateful. And meaning about the boost
Okay.
or the whatever to call it in character.
Boon.
A boon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boon. Yeah.
And flaw.
And flaw. And flaw.
And yeah. Yeah. And yep. But now I need to meet my friends in Kresk, and hopefully we figure out which one we're going after next. Also, do you know anything about the Babala saga? Apparently, we need something from her domain.
That's creature.
She does not respect me.
She
She must die.
she has long since been a blight on the land. She believes herself to be the mother of Strahd, and any that question her meet her wrath. Should you go into her reesty mire, know that you must keep your wits about you. Do not fall victim to her tricks. And
Okay.
as to what she might possess, I cannot say. She has great amount of knowledge at her disposal, as well as a collection of peculiar items.
Yeah, knowledge is kind of all we were told that we needed to get from there. Card readings are, I don't think I've ever had a card reading that was as accurate as this one, but they're very vague.
The Taroka is an interesting piece of old magic from these lands. But it would be wise to heed the reading. Very rarely does it steer one wrong.
Okay. So good to know. Follow the reading. And Babala's on the saga sounds a lot like a fae. Uh, which is not an insult, just he said be careful about tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny though. Classification-wise, she is not a fae.
I mean, there's some hags that aren't.
Night hags.
Night hags are fiends. Um, but if it seems like I'm okay to take my leave, I will go before Quinn gets jumpy and comes in here.
All right. Yeah, he would just sort of step to the side again and seemingly disappear into the roots and reappear sitting back on the throne. This time, just picking up a book from like a pile of them next to the throne and beginning to read. But yeah, so you head out, and Quinn, he would just be kind of standing there looking at you, and
he notices the flaw immediately because I don't know to hide it.
oh, it's the appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little freaked.
Your features become sharper. Skin has a faint sheen. There's small antlers, and I'm 6 foot tall now instead of 5'7".
Talk about a grow up.
5-inch growth spurt in the 10 minutes I was inside.
You're still Elena, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah, no mistaking that voice or that smell. Not that you smell bad, just a lot like this place.
I'd say I'd look down and probably notice the difference in the skin.
And the ground's further away.
Yeah, the ground's further away.
Hey, now if you fall unconscious at this height while standing, you die. Welcome
Great.
to the world of 6 feet.
Unfortunate.
Non-chaotic creatures that witness your true form become instantly distrustful of you, unless the GM decides otherwise.
See, that's a lot better than the Seraph one. If they're evil, they're instantly hostile.
And with
Instantly
vampire,
hostile?
And if you're a vampire, if they're good, they're instantly hostile.
Yeah, I don't know how that works for the vampire one, because it's like there's a literal vampire standing among you and you're just like a commoner. What the fuck are you gonna do? Instantly hostile? Sure. Let me instigate something that leads to my immediate death.
I mean, hostile doesn't mean you have to pick a fight. It's
Yeah, that's true.
Just
But-
mostly see you as an enemy.
Yeah. Alright, well you I guess continue heading up the pass.
Yep. And then once we get to the... Like, once we get over here, we could cut through the woods to save time. Instead of going all the way around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's downhill too, so it's not bad.
Probably cut across the road, like, further over here. To not be right there in the open near the siege.
Makes sense. Alright, so yes, reasonably enough, you do that. And I guess like another hour and a half later, you eventually make it to the road up north there, the road to Kresk. Cut north up into the woods. And then eventually cut over west and climb the wall and get into the city. Sorry, the town.
Is Elena hiding the transformation, or is it still out and proud?
Good question.
When we're going into the town, does it seem like I'd need to do Pass Without a Trace again? Because that'll determine. Like, how's the activity?
Oh yeah, probably. So actually, yeah, because you'd be able to properly see it. There seems to have been like the place has been more fortified. So there's like a roadblock on either end of the road, a ways down. From the actual encampment itself, which is like on both sides of that T intersection. seem to be a fair bit more tense. There's also some barricades, like, sort of set up just at the edge of Kresk, like the edge of the Abbot's range. And there are some siege weapons. There are a couple of catapults. Three catapults.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd use a second pass without a trace, and since that's concentration, I cannot hide it.
Okay.
Yeah, when you
Well,
get in
I mean-
range of the abbey, Apollo sitting up in the tree would probably see you.
Well, I guess me and Quinn technically need to roll stealth
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
for the war.
Yeah, and he gets
So he has a 32. I have a 29.
very good.
Respectable.
Quite respectable. Yeah, so you managed to pass without a trace up until whatever point you would desire. Whether that be until you're over the walls or just before you're over the walls.
Yeah, because I imagine like there's not the soldiers back here so much because they'd be close to the abbey.
Oh
Like
yeah,
on the-
no.
So
It seems like, so, the Abbot started this fight, but they just seem to be trying to stop if anyone that isn't the Abbot attempts to escape or enter, because they're trying to avoid people. It's a siege, so no trade and no allies and no escapees, because the people are food to them. So
Right. Yeah, so like when we're about to get over the wall, I'll drop it and comes down to, is hiding this a lie? No. Not with the other stuff I've done. So yeah, I'll have it. I will have it suppressed.
Until you enter the abbey, and then because you're on hollow ground, if it works like the
No,
vampire
only if it's
supposed
observed
to.
Defay.
Okay.
And the Abbey has not been, because I've been able to be in there before.
this is true.
If I somehow ended up in the Burger King, it would immediately reveal. Because it's abjured Defay.
Yeah, you're safe in the Abbey.
Darn, I kind of wanted Apollo to spot your Fae for him and be like, "Oh shit, the Fae are attacking again."
But yeah, and I don't know if Quinn is, but I would make my way into the Abbey. And probably see Apollo sitting in a tree.
It's kind of just looks a bit upset.
Why are you sulking in a tree?
Okay, I don't fall out.
Oh, Elena, Donson and the Abbot had a bit of a falling out, and well, he wanted to rest a bit, so I'm stuck here.
You have to stay in the tree?
Well, no, I just wanted to sit in the tree, but hollowed ground brings him out, so I'm.
Oh.
If he doesn't want to be active, he have to be here, outside the abbey.
Okay. Is everything okay?
He he's using some of the mongrel folk to make saltpeter. By killing them and desecrating their corpses.
That doesn't sound like a normal holy man thing to do.
No, I wish Barovia was a bit more connected so I could get more clear guidance from Lathander and Donson, a Manitor. But no, stuck here. Have to figure it out on my own.
Well, good luck with that.
Last I checked, everyone was inside.
Including the Abbot, right?
I think so. I haven't seen anyone leave.
Okay, but like Donson didn't do anything, right?
No, he just said that he's gonna take the Abbot to Lathander for judgment after Barovia's return to the world. And that he's lucky that Kresk needs him alive.
That's probably true.
I wonder if he's calmed down enough. I guess I could come in with you.
Okay. I mean, don't feel like you have to if you need to sit in timeout longer.
I'll turn immediately around if he's not up to it. So.
I will say, by the way, Quinn did not come up there. He said that he would meet you up there. He said he had to take care of something first, and you would have seen him head off in the direction of his house. He's pissing on the tree in his backyard. That's his tree. That's my tree. And he would have probably by the time you got closer to Kresk, shifted back to his human form.
Okay.
But yeah, you head into the Abbey of St. Markovia. Does Donson want to come out and play?
Yeah, Donson is letting Apollo go back in. But even though Donson's in control. So he's not speaking to the Abbot.
Oh, so we don't get the moment of Hulk saying no.
Just kind of, once crosses the threshold into the hallowed ground, he just stops and just sighs. Keeps walking.
Yeah. As you start walking in, the gates would open to the Abbey proper, well, to the courtyard, and two mongrel folk would walk out with a shovel in their hands each, and start heading in the direction of the graveyard.
Are they digging up graves too?
Well, with Quinn back and alive, not actually dead, I'm guessing the Abbot wants to know who he buried.
Wait, they thought he was dead?
Yes, he faked his death. He told us that he faked his death.
This is true.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Many are saying this.
Many are saying.
I love Luke.
Okay. Yeah, head inside, I suppose, past the grave pit.
Yeah, there's 3 of them sitting in there, just kind of rotting away.
Donson doesn't even look.
Oh, he did. 3 of them. He must want a lot of saltpeter.
Hold on. 3. You said 10.
No, there's definitely only 3 in this.
It's a shallow grave. Yeah, you could see that there's only 3.
There's not enough room for 10.
No, and I mean you wouldn't want to bury them below each other. Kind of defeat the sawdust and everything. Or wood chips, whatever you said. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's sand and wood chips.
Sand and wood chips. Yep.
I think it's funny because next time I see him, walks back. So I'll say, you head back in, and at this point, some mongrel folk are setting the table for lunch. Some of your companions are already seated, unless they would be doing something else. And Periwinkle would have woken up, come down, and is sitting at the table. Not really saying anything, but eagerly waiting for the food.
Hi, Periwinkle.
Hello.
You sound better.
You sound different.
I feel like shit, but yes, I feel different, so I guess I sound different.
It's going to be about 4 or so days before you feel back to 100%.
Well, it said I could stay in the meantime, so I guess I will take advantage of that before trying to even think about going back to Barovia. And then shortly thereafter, the mongrel folk that's at the table would leave, head downstairs, and the abbot and the mongrel folk would return with a bunch of platters of food.
On the abbot.
Go what?
I'm a hold person on the abbot.
Oh, you.
But if possible, I want to just paralyze his body, but keep his head free so he can still talk.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Holy fuck!
I think he's okay. Oh wait, this is not a charm. Never mind.
The hell?
You lied. Why did you lie to me about that?
What did I lie about? Which time?
Killing.
Which time?
He just stares at him with like anger, the fury of the sun in his eyes. The Mongol folk. You said you killed 10 of them. There's not enough room in that grave for 10.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, joke's over, I guess. No, I didn't kill any of them, actually. 3 of them went, and I didn't want the bodies to go to waste, but I had the idea about the mercy killings. Wanted to float at it. Figured, get everybody's input.
Unless
do it.
they ask for it, don't do it.
I mean, what if they're in like a coma for life or something? Then they can ask.
Well, detect thoughts works.
What about that one that always screams, "Kill me"? It's kind of asking for it, right? Does that count?
mean, I imagine calm emotion and then talk to it see what it wants.
Fine. You know, Apollo, Donson, whichever one you are right now, you keep me grounded. Otherwise, Lathander knows what this place would turn into.
You're still being judged by Lathander when this is over.
I'm being judged right now. I can feel it. Anyway, food's up. Eat up, everyone.
Finally.
What's for lunch?
A hero's feast.
Ooh. Oh wow! I didn't know the mongrel folk were such good cooks.
They just brought everything up. I did all the work.
Oh, I didn't know you were such a good cook.
He's not. This is magic.
You didn't have to let him know that.
Does that mean like Lathander is a good cook? I don't know. Someone's a good cook.
Oh, he's the greatest cook.
Sun-baked stew.
It's just like raisins, sun-dried tomatoes. An egg that was cooked on the sidewalk.
Is it 2d10? Let me roll 2d10.
I picked my boon, and it's definitely something Donson would notice.
Oh.
I haven't typed it out all the way, but it's Sprite Servant.
Ah, okay.
Oh shit!
A face sprite.
Faye got in.
A face sprite binds itself to your service. The sprite is a floating ball of light, considered to be a tiny creature.
My god, it's just Andromeda.
It's Andromeda that emits 10 foot of dim light. And I can communicate with telepathically within a mile.
Amazing.
The sprite understands all languages you do.
Shit. Abbot, the Fae got in again. Grab my mace.
Which one?
That one.
No, that's mine.
If you want, I could get rid of both of them.
Wait,
I'm
which
joking.
one? There's
You're most welcome here.
I mean, Donson, you already know that I'm a Fae. That's why you said I couldn't go into the Burgersmeister's house.
I don't think you told him. It's just...
Yeah, I broke down and I ended up saying it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, not which one. Okay, never mind. Then that wouldn't have happened. But yeah, the sprite. What do you mean it's yours?
It's helping us out now because a reward for us killing the man.
Reward?
I mean, boon might be a better word.
Don't remember that ever been promised.
No, I didn't either. No, it just kind of happened.
Was I wrong about that? You didn't say anything to me at the time, but alright.
No, I mean that it would be a sprite servant. He said that I'd be rewarded, but
Oh, okay. He did say that. Alright, good.
Well, we
I'm
didn't
glad I
know
pick
about the
that up.
reward. It's so.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, and Neo never went in to meet Kanoth, so that tracks too.
Who gave you the reward? No, wait. I have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I told you that I'm helping out the person that used to lead the kingdom I was from.
Wait, is this individual Winter Splinter?
No, it's Winter Splinter was a 3.
Okay. Because Winter Splinter led a bunch of attacks on Kresk before the Abbot started his little rebellion.
No, it's Lord Canoth. He was the, I think king might be the best word.
Yeah.
Uh,
Regent.
yeah, he was the what most people would call a king of where I was originally from. And then I lost my home, and then apparently he lost the home. The home was completely lost too, not just me losing where it was. But then he's here. Oh, kind of.
Yeah.
He's here, and he wants Strahd gone.
Oh, he did.
But
He wants Strahd gone.
Very gone.
yeah, he wants Strahd gone so that he can get back to. What exactly did he say?
He said,
So that he could be reunited with his kingdom.
yeah.
Yep. He wants Strahd gone so that he can be reunited with his kingdom.
Oh,
How can
I
he
know
be
all too well what
united
it's
with his
like.
kingdom if his kingdom is gone?
Maybe leave to rebuild
Reunited
it?
might not have been the word. I think it was rebuild his kingdom.
Yeah, that's right.
He'd wanted to rebuild his kingdom there, basically reshaping it into his.
Yeah, that is what he wanted
Yes,
to do, but we
yes,
should
that is not what
see
I'm
how they're
saying.
telling us.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
it could be rebuild. And that's kind of hard to do when you can't get out of here without Strahd letting you.
I can empathize with that to a degree.
So he wants to leave.
I mean, I would imagine he is unable to.
But he does want to leave and return to where he came from.
I mean, I doubt he wants to go back to the ruins. So, to where he came from is probably a no.
Where does he plan on rebuilding this place?
I would assume the
I
Feywild.
never asked the specifics. But yeah, it was originally like partially in the Feywild and partially on Toril. It was weird.
Good old Sendrian.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to the people that are from here, but this place is very dark and dreary.
It won't always be. The sun will bathe this land once again in the future. Hopefully soon.
Okay, so just so I can understand this fully, you're telling me that, well, I think we talked about this before. We didn't go into this much detail, but you're telling me that the creature that was in part, at the very least, uh, guilty of all the Fey plant-esque attacks on both Kresk and Barovia, the village.
And
that
Velaki.
is. I'm not sure about Valak. I didn't see that there. I only saw the attacks on Kresk and the other one. And Kresk, because I heard of it, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, we only personally saw Barovia.
When we set out for Winter Splinter, von Schrodinger was going to send out a group of guards to go and deal with Winter Splinter themselves because they had been suffering attacks.
But yeah, you're telling me the guy behind the guy, or rather the demon, or whatever it was, that was responsible for it, that one was granting you boons.
My understanding is that the attacks were by those yeah, they were druids, the crazy people. Was by those druids, and that they did a lot of that just them being crazy and doing it.
So he didn't have anything to do with it?
My understanding is that my understanding of that part is no, because he wants to get rid of the generals, not the towns, and I don't think any of the generals live in the town.
Would you want to get rid of the towns? That wouldn't make any sense. That is,
Yeah,
if he
that's what I'm
wants to
saying.
get
The
rid
one
of
that one that
Strahd.
makes.
Unless he didn't plan to have the people here around after Strahd was gone.
Are you suggesting that he plans on making this his new kingdom?
I have no idea what he plans on.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I could ask where he's planning on rebuilding next time I see him or talk to him.
I would highly advise you stop that instead. But I have my doubts as to what you will actually do.
So this individual summoned Winter Splinter, if I'm understanding this correct.
The druids did.
No, the druids and the Naladrin did.
Okay. Because he said the guy behind the attacks.
Well, that was the guy that just opened up a portal to the fucking Fey stuff when we were there. So that's what he thinks it is. Because he went and didn't go in there to talk. I remember clearly his idea was that he didn't go in there to talk because I think he thought that there was the guy, the main guy. So to Neo, he was the guy that was under control, but you're telling him that it isn't, or rather that it wasn't the guy that was planning it all from the start.
Yeah, that is my understanding.
I might want to speak with this Caneloth.
No, Kenneth.
Kenneth. Fuck. I would have said Kenneth because you said Kenneth just a few seconds ago.
Names are important to Faye.
Whoever he is, hardly believe he belongs in here. So if when Strahd is gone, he's gone, then there should be no problem. Even if for some reason he grants you boons, it matters little.
The people of this land traded one ruler for another when they should be free. I also don't think Lathander would approve of that.
Well, we have seen that there are people willing to rise. Perhaps it doesn't need to be this way with a leader or a ruler. But then again, this might just be wishful thinking.
But I should also show you the other part. Oh wait, who else? So I know the Abbot's here, and then us. You said Quinn is not. Are the like mongrel folk and stuff in here? Dylan?
Repeat that.
Are the mongrel folk in here as well, or is it just us and the Abbot and Periwinkle?
Just you, the Abbot, Periwinkle. The mongrel folk would have left after the food was served.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a second part alongside the little ball of light that you should know, and I will transform because it will come out as soon as I cast a concentration spell anyway.
I like this even less now.
Wait, is that the mask drop? Is what you're saying?
Yes, I'm showing you on my own terms instead of waiting for a concentration spell to be cast. Because I constantly cast Pass Without a Trace.
Well, that made some bad memories surface.
What do you mean?
He's talking about Inigo.
Yeah, there was some other one who out of the blue just became something else.
Yes, but I've always been the Fae.
Not like this.
Hmm.
Can say I approve. Again, you don't need my approval. As long as your interests align with ours. And you're not trying to betray anyone. That wouldn't be the case, right?
How do you mean? I mean, I would gladly like to put the knife in Inigo's back.
I guess as long as you're not trying to betray one of us. Perhaps the people in this room, the people we would consider friends, the ones that we have made and the ones that we will still. With a couple probably aside, the ones that stopped by their own choice.
I would be hesitant to make that definitive of a statement, given that what already happened with the other two. But intend to... Trying to think of how to say this because I have to do it truthfully. Like, you're asking for all friends, past, future, and present, which is a very definitive statement.
Yeah.
And we don't know what people in the
own...
future would do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, except the ones who, by their own choice, decided to be no longer friends.
By the ones by their own choices, you don't just mean Inigo and Dorje, because I cannot speak for what could happen in the future of other people.
Does Alina just look like she's trying to think? She's
No,
just
I'm
trying to
literally
think how
saying,
she's worded.
because we've already had people that have betrayed
No,
us,
but
I'm not
when
going
you're
to
talking-
guarantee.
But when she's talking, is she just like thinking for words specific and going back in the way, not like this, that
No.
kind of thing?
No.
Because Elena would say what is the correct words, whereas Bean has to think of it.
Elena knows how to do Fey language. I don't. Bean does not.
Okay.
But I'm not even trying to work around what you said currently. I'm just saying I'm not going to make that promise about people that I haven't even befriended yet when I don't know if they might turncoat as well. So I'm saying saying those that make their own choices can't just apply to the two that already have.
Would you perhaps
When
promise
we
not
don't.
to betray me? Or would you perhaps promise not to betray any of the four of us? Rather, the three of us. I don't know. Wait, Kai's still here. The four of us.
Wow, rude.
Rude.
He's still here for now.
For now.
Also, I don't know under Fey law if Apollo counts as one or two people.
Oh, now you're making me ask other questions. Yeah, like
too much of a
yeah, I would not do anything to sorry, choking. I would not do anything purposely to hurt you. I mean, as we saw yesterday, mistakes happened in combat.
Now Elena can never again use an AoE that hits an ally.
Purposely.
Yeah, if you use one, even if it's just, optimal, you cannot hit anybody.
Yeah. Well, as long, if it's damaging, because I did say hurt.
Yeah. I'm just making it hard for you to play now at this point.
Evil.
Listen, I understand that you don't, and you is plural, like the Fae, but it is where I'm from, and for the first time in nearly 300 years, I found something from home. I would like to get back some semblance of home, and killing Strahd and people being able to leave here again is how that is done.
Neo just looks down at his foot. This sense. I wonder how much Inigo feels the same way. As he just continues eating.
Alright. So I'll say that you're just kind of talking over the food.
We'd fill in Elena on what the Abbot's plan is.
Okay. And eventually, after you consume food, was it your hit point maximum goes up by the number rolled, and so does you get the number rolled as hit points, 10 hit points. So, yeah, that works.
Fucking, are you just falling apart?
Yeah, the last, 20 minutes, I am fighting very hard to stay awake. I'm sorry.
Don't do that. We need to watch ReZero.
Oh, fuck.
I
I'm
will...
sorry, we might have to watch that tomorrow, but Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bean. Go ahead.
To make while we're eating, to make people more comfortable, I will dismiss the sprite servant.
Okay.
Though I can't really dismiss it like you do familiar. It's just invisible. But
Have it go away.
Good
Yeah.
enough. They don't out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, you enjoy the Heroes Feast, and that'll last for the next 24 hours, which means that it'll still apply to you once you reach Amber Temple, because it's not that far away. And yeah, I think that's a good place to call it.
we're going back.
Yeah, I was
Exactly where we just-
realizing you got to make the trip back. It's
I was hoping that they'd realize it and just be like, "Oh, we'll meet them halfway."
I mean, why? We told you we'd see you at Kresk. If we left, that's like we potentially miss you. Like we
It's
don't
true.
know your exact path.
That's true.
When you have center,
We could have you sending,
does
but
anyone-
I know what Strahd. I know the thing about Strahd knowing stuff.
and I've told the group about that.
I mean,
What did you say? Is it any telepathic communication?
No, anytime someone uses sending, Strahd can listen in, intercept,
Or prevent the message from going through, send an alternative message, or just know about it entirely.
If he does that, is it in the person's voice?
I don't know that far.
I think it could go either way, because when
He
David
definitely can
ran it,
respond as himself.
yeah, he can respond as himself, but when David ran his, and the first time I ever played through, he had picked one of the guys at the table that had it and clued him in on it later on, and he would just say, "Hey, listen, whenever you're gonna send, tell me what you're gonna send. Like, write it down, and then I'm gonna write something down, and I want you to say it as to like what they get." And the dude was for it, so he played along all the time.
Yeah, I think it would be
There you go.
hilarious if Strahd can just reply in the sender's voice.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Beck almost got his turn to kill Andromeda.
Yep.
Yo, let's go.
Unfortunately, I don't think Apollo could one hit my Andromeda.
why not?
Well, roll an attack.
Mace.
Okay, roll damage.
Does it take psychic damage?
Roll damage. It takes nothing.
What?
Consider to be a tiny creature which cannot be harmed or affected in any way.
Wow.
Okay.
But you could
It all-
banish it.
It can't make attacks. That's affected.
Oh yeah, affected in any way.
All it is I can't. It's baby Andromeda because you can't look through its eyes. It can't take actions or make attacks. It's just useful for the scouting part and only within a mile.
And you don't get the casting spells through 100 feet.
Correct. The sprite cannot speak verbally, but can telepathically communicate with you as long as it is within a mile of you. The sprite understands all languages you do. Fly speed of 40. It can turn invisible, and it can shed light. It can also shed bright light if you make it bigger.
All right, I caught a second wind.
Holy shit. You woke up. So we level up again, right?
No, you just fucking leveled up. Did we level up?
Me and Quinn could have soloed Baba Lasagna, right?
No.
Can I level up?
If the crones were any indication, that was a bit of a toughie for you guys. The crone one.
Yeah,
if
but
it
I mean,
wasn't for a clutch counter spell, Neo would have fucking died.
No, that was
Oh,
because
not because he was 1 HP above the threshold.
Yeah, he was 1 HP above
Yep.
because he healed, but if he hadn't healed, I still would have gotten him.
but Dylan,
Oh.
Papa Lasagna wanted the crones killed, and she never killed them. Therefore, if we killed the crones, we can kill the lasagna.
Just because she hadn't killed them doesn't mean she couldn't. That just means that
They
she
just weren't
never
worth
got
her
around
time.
to it. Yeah.
They were her former apprentices. You know, it could just be that she got new apprentices. She taught them all that she could, and that was that. But yeah, good session. Yay, woo. Good session, Dylan.